Hello everyone, I am Dr. Donald Ozello of Championship Chiropractic in Las Vegas, Nevada. I am the author of Running, Maximize Performance and Minimize Injuries. Thank you for viewing today's episode of Dr. Ozello's Sports Medicine Report. Stretching the calf muscles is very important in helping to prevent injuries. These injuries include calf muscle strains, Achilles tendinopathy, and plantar fasciitis. Stretching the calf muscles is best performed after you are done training. Your training could be running, lifting, whatever type of exercise that you do. Stretching the calf muscles is best performed during your cool down. The muscles are filled with blood when you're training. Therefore, you stretch it out. You help to decrease the muscle tension. It's going to help you a great deal. Slow static stretching is best performed when you are done training. You do not want to perform slow static stretching before you train, before you compete, before you exercise, however you want to say it. You want to do your dynamic motions as you warm up. Warming up your calves is very important. You can rock back and forth on the balls of your feet, do some light jumping exercises, move the ankles up and down. It's going to help you a great deal to get your calves warmed up. But this video is about slow static stretching of the calf muscles. There are several muscles in the calf. The gastrocnemius is the large two-headed muscle. It crosses the knee joint. It originates on the femur on both sides, goes inferior, and uses the Achilles tendon to attach to the calcaneus, which is the heel bone. The soleus muscle is located inferior and deep to the gastrocnemius muscle. It also uses the Achilles tendon to insert into the calcaneus. The plantaris muscle is a long, thin muscle with a very long tendon that is classified as one of the calf muscles. It is a lower leg muscle that helps to assist the gastrocnemius. When the calf muscles contract concentrically, that means in the positive fashion, it moves the ankles into plantar flexion. Plantar flexion is the motion of the ankle where the top part of the foot is moved away from the front part of the lower leg, the front part of the shin. If we are standing and we perform bilateral plantar flexion, meaning that we perform plantar flexion on both sides, we will lift the heels off of the floor and move onto the ball of our foot, or what we call in medical terms, the forefoot of the foot. So plantar flexion occurs when the calf muscles are contracted in a positive fashion, or in medical terms, in a concentric fashion. Maximum benefit from stretching occurs when we are using proper technique. Proper technique is vital for all types of exercise. When we are stretching, we always want to hold a mild, comfortable stretch, and you always want to ease into that stretch nice and slow. Never try to force a stretch. If a stretch or any type of motion or exercise elicits pain or symptoms, or worsens pain or symptoms, then you want to go ahead and stop, and you may have to skip that stretch altogether, or you may have to modify that stretch. Hopefully you only have to modify it. For the calves, there are several different stretches that you can perform, and I am going to discuss one of them in just a few minutes. But with stretching, again, it's extremely important that you move into a stretch very slowly and very mildly, and hold a mild, comfortable stretch. Stretching should always be gentle. What you're trying to do is you are trying to decrease muscle tension. That will help improve joint motion. It may help to increase flexibility, and it's going to help to lower the potential of an injury. What I'm going to discuss today is stretching the calves using a calf stretching device. This U-shaped device is called a Pro Stretch. There's several different devices that are very similar. I like this one the best. You always want to wear shoes when you're doing this one, just because it's a little bit more comfortable. When you're doing other stretches, you can go in your stocking feet or you can go barefoot. But when you're using one of the stretching devices, it's always a little bit better to have your running shoes on or your exercise shoes on, because this way the back part of the device won't rub into the heel, and the bottom part of the foot will be protected against the hard plastic. Using these devices is a fantastic way to stretch the calf muscles. I like to use the calf stretching devices because when I do it, I feel the stretch more in the gastrocnemius and the soleus than I do in the Achilles tendon. Many times when I am performing a stretch for the calf muscle, say if I'm standing or if I am using the curb stretch, I always feel it more in the Achilles tendon, which is important. You definitely need to feel that. So you want to do those stretches too, and I do those stretches. But when I use the calf stretching device, I feel it more in the gastrocnemius and the soleus muscles. That's one of the reasons that I always use this. Stretching should be performed on a consistent basis. Like I mentioned earlier, you want to stretch when you're done with your training. If it's an off day and you're going to stretch, always do a little bit of warm up, do some slight dynamic motions, just get some blood flowing to the calf muscles, some synovial fluid moving around in the joints and in the foot, and then perform your slow static stretches. Hold a slow static stretch, hold a mild slow static stretch. Should be a comfortable stretch. Like I said, it should never elicit any pain or symptoms, and you want to hold that mild comfortable stretch anywhere from 5 seconds to 120 seconds. I know that's a big time frame, but find out whichever time works best for you.
All right, when you're using a pro stretch, you want to make sure that you are standing against a sturdy surface for support. You want to step onto the pro stretch very slowly, making sure that you're contacting the sturdy surface, and then you stand up straight. Make sure you're in good posture. Lift the non-working leg off the floor and slowly move into the stretch. So you're going to rock the back of the device backwards very slow. I shouldn't say rock, I should have just said ease into the stretch, and you will feel a stretch either in the calf muscles or the Achilles tendon, wherever you're tightest at, and you want to hold a mild, comfortable stretch. You can place the non-working leg on the floor for support. You can have it like I have it behind you, you can have it in front, or you can have it raised up off the ground. I like to have it raised off the ground, and while I keep my pelvis level, I just let the non-working leg move straight downwards, and that helps to increase the stretch that I feel. Now also, each set that you do, you can shift the ankle positioning very, very slightly into either eversion or inversion to help to hit more of the calf muscle fibers. So the first set you can do in a neutral position. The second set, ease downwards and have the foot slightly turned outwards, very, very slightly. This is eversion. And then the third set, you can have it so that the ankle is slightly turned inwards, very, very slightly. And then move into the stretch. So you're holding the stretch while the ankle is in slight inversion. And then move out of the stretch very slowly and stretch the opposite side. Now, obviously, you should be in your workout clothes. I am demonstrating this in my dress clothes because I'm doing it for the video. And then I'm going to do one from the side so you can see. I'm going to stretch the opposite leg. So now I'm stretching the left leg. I'm stepping into the device very slowly, making sure that the back part of my shoe is firmly contacting the heel cup on the device. Now I have my forearm resting against the wall for support. The non-working leg is off the floor, and I'm going to slowly ease into the stretch. And I can feel a mild, comfortable stretch in the gastrocnemius muscles and in the soleus muscle. So I'm going to hold this stretch anywhere from 5 seconds to 120 seconds. And then when I move out of the stretch, I'm going to move my ankle slightly into eversion. So that turns the ankle outwards very, very slightly. And I'm going to move into a stretch very gently and hold a mild, comfortable stretch. Again, for 5 seconds to 120 seconds. Then I'm going to ease out of the stretch. And then I'm going to put the ankle in inversion, very slight inversion, and move back into the stretch very gently. And I will hold a mild, comfortable stretch. This is an excellent way to stretch the gastrocnemius, the soleus, and the Achilles tendon with slow static stretching when you are done with your training or done with your running. It is a great way to decrease muscle tension. Thank you for watching today's episode of Dr. Ozello Sports Medicine Report, where I demonstrated and discussed calf muscle stretching using the calf stretching device. Like I mentioned before, I am the author of Running, Maximize Performance, and Minimize Injuries. Please feel free to visit my website, championshipchiropractic.com, where you can get additional information on the book and you can connect with me on other social media platforms. Please feel free to like this video. Also, please subscribe to my YouTube page, Dr. Donald A. Ozello, DC. If you have questions, suggestions, or feedback, please leave them in the comments section below. Thank you for watching today's video. Always remember, train hard, train smart, utilize nutritional strategies that work for you, stay injury-free, and accomplish your goals.